Word to your mother. I love you. It's full moon night. I got puppy here and Tara there. We're good. I love you. I'm at a different motel. It's clean and peaceful. And I know it's a crazy ass journey being human. So when I say I love you and thank you, I know you're trying hard, and I know it's amazingly weird. I want to just remind everybody where I'm coming from when I talk. Because this whole ascension thing, 2015, I had the knowingness that I'm more than just this human body, because it's a double-sided sword. I had a download, right? But having just a download in itself and of this enormous data file, it tells me instantly that things aren't what we know, what we thought. I mean, only a computer is capable of not having specific data or memory, and then a nanosecond later, after a download, it does. If I had the data file of the movie The Matrix and I emailed it to you, you would now have within your memory, the movie The Matrix. So I was downloaded with so many things. What I notice about these downloads is you get it the way you can interpret it. And I believe it has to do with everything from your higher self to a future, a future self, future self, higher self, angels, God, whatever you want to say. It's all the same thing once you lose your individual, ego attachment to the dust and human that you are. Well, that's what I am, not you, but your version of that. For me, it was many things all at once, because I had just had my wife at the time and daughter ask me to leave. Well, my wife asked me to leave. And then I said no. And and then my daughter said, Dad, maybe you should. And I said, oh, okay. So, kind of ego death, right? After it seemed like I was never going to be called again, which I have never been called since. Father's Day, Equinox 2015. And so it's like, okay, well, I'm not a husband, I'm not a father. And then these downloads come. It was weird because there was lots of downloads. Like now, I only really deal with certain pieces of them that seem to be super relevant. Many weird things, like even just like what species were here before humans, maybe, or claim to be. Different stories. I saw different stories on how there were not dinosaurs, but human, reptilian beings that lived here long ago. I remember one time within this download, it seemed like I was able to digest and comprehend what infinity meant. And I remember actually talking to my mom and saying, how incredibly amazing having this perception was. And I remember saying, it's not going to last. There's no way this is going to last. past. This is really interesting and really weird. And I remember dealing with understanding this balance and alignment. There's this what's called a twin flame, and everything in this world has been, anything that's true has been turned upside down and inside out, perverted and inverted, and used, in different ways to, disempower, disconnect. But within my downloads of this twin flame, it was just that the ascending beings are going to recognize, the feminine and masculine energies within each of them, electric, magnetic, and whatnot. Within this download, I knew that there was an ascension process that was going to be gaining momentum as far as its awareness within the minds and the hearts of beings and humans and the masses, more or less. There was an aspect of memories or fragmented memories that came back to me in these downloads, which brought me to different people like Max Spears and Og Tellez. Really resonated a lot with most of their material. When I started talking about all this download stuff and the problematic aspects with what's going on with the children and the innocence and basically satanic rituals everywhere, and even mostly in hidden areas, underground, representing the unconscious. We are Earth, Earth is us. And we can be affected what's affected on Earth, Earth can be affected how we're being affected. And so we are living in the time of revelation, and there ain't nothing gonna stop me from exposing how to connect with the God that was hidden from us. And my resources have been super limited since I've been on this dedicated journey, non-stop, faithful, because this journey's for sure for me, not a reel, not a fad, not a trend. This isn't something I learned that kind of just took my attention. Like, I had truths about what's happening and how to heal my body, what's going to happen to my body, what's going to happen, because there's so many different timelines. There's so much more potential than we were ever made aware of, or just kind of consciously were, interpreting. I know that I've heard only one other person say weird things like this, and his name is Gabriel Cruz, and I've said stuff to my mom about how it seems like the movies were put here and encoded both by good guys and bad guys, or by a neutral party, but it seems like the movies that I grew up on, a lot of the movies and songs, they seem to be encoded somehow, like just activating somehow, triggering, knowing what words and how to dot connect in the subconscious and conscious minds of so many beings. I believe, as Gabe has spoke, and I've spoke of this, like the things I'm talking about that I found amazing with him are the things that I already spoke about, basically really only to my mom. I haven't really had one, and then even my mom fell off, wanting to be in my life because this ascension process is too much for most, But another thing that I would talk about with my mom, like different things like Gabe would say, is like there's timeline problems. There's technology that's been cutting and editing chunks of time, looping time, editing. Something's going on, and there's people And the only people that can help are people from the future. And the only people that make it to the future are the people that have a healthy body and a healthy mind and a healthy connection. So I know that I have a healthy mind, body, and connection. And I know I'm going to be around for a long time. And I know I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure all the innocents are safe and loved on this entire planet. However long that takes, that's fine. I'm not worried. I'm not scared of death. I don't technically believe I can die, but I'm not scared to die even if my body can. Nothing and nobody can take away my knowledge and understanding of this ascension process. I have too much of a connection. I have an awareness of even being through an ascension process. Totally different than anything like this, but nonetheless, it was an evolution of consciousness, kind of almost like just a deeper or reconnection to the oneness. I'm so excited for others to feel the connection that myself and so many others are feeling and have felt for a while. We're all purging so much and it's not always comfortable, but when it is comfortable and we feel that connection, it's oh so worth it. Oh so worth it. I'm just so grateful to be able to be, just to witness and transmute and just observe. As far as Gabe goes, I reached out to Gabe, actually donated $50 to him. He was in a situation similar to mine. Lots of things about his targeting and weird things within his family. There were so many things that resonated about him. I did reach out, I did donate to him. This was even when I was staying in hotels, not doing good myself. He seemed to handle people reaching out to him and wanting to meet up with him. Just didn't seem to be super healthy, the way it seemed to, like he would almost talk shit on the live streams and just pretend like he wasn't talking shit about you, but it was just like, okay. So I like a lot of the things he says, presents and whatnot, but I haven't been able to link up with him and vouch that everything about him is authentic. I think his material is important. I think Max Spears is important. Ogtel is important. There's a weird jump as far as energy, but if you knew me, it wouldn't be a big jump. But as far as another thing I really resonate with is some Arcturian material. There's two ladies in particular. I know Marie Moeller and Yolanda Marie. I'll probably be able to link, wow, that's amazing that I can say that and know how to do that. I'll probably be able to link their videos and you can just follow them. But the way they present the material, it's just like, it's that feeling you have when you're like, yeah, I knew that. I just can't imagine saying it the way you said it. Like, I'm glad you presented it to the world instead of me, because it wouldn't come out as eloquent. But yeah, the material that, for lack of a better word, the authentic Arcturian puts out, I've been since 2015, I don't watch TV, I don't listen to radio. I only drink water. I keep it really mellow. If I'm not helping another person and I'm not meditating or stretching or loving the dogs, then I'm bringing in new material to myself and enhancing my discernment constantly by research and development, double checking myself, double checking my resources. But I've weeded out and filtered a lot of what I'm taking in, and there's a lot of really good Arcturian messages out there, and a lot of maybe not so much, I guess, but those two ladies are amazing. I mean, so amazing, so amazing. I highly recommend you listen to everything they put out. As far as amazing people, like the Gaia Dailies with Adrienne Elise, like that's, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. So I'm definitely gonna only, like, I'll always be able to keep my head above the water because I've kind of plateaued out on, or whatever. I've just kind of, I'm done with like dropping in that fear mode and like worrying about being homeless and I need help and stuff like that. Like, I got a week paid from tonight, and I know that things are gonna just be fine. I don't have a job, any more money or an income, but like that's not the point. There's too many potentials for all of those and more this week, tomorrow. You know what I mean? The day after, every I'm so excited. I'm so grateful for my friends, the few but super powerful. I know that no matter who comes in and out of my life, Ascension is what I came here for. I came here to build the light body for myself, to learn from others, to exchange information. You know who I also like a lot? Just so connected. It's like, but she's not a specific channel of anything, and she doesn't have like secret space program information, but well-rounded all the way around as far as like the ascension, my interpretation of like, like ascension energies, and like that light body, and just healthy, that's all to love. She's MJ All to Love. She's really good, really inspiring. I think it's important to know things like yoga. I think it's important to know things like tarot and astrology, and to know why it's important, because these are like the potential. Now, I'm all for inventing a new everything as a civilization. Like, we could come up with new archetypes or something like that, but like I might be wrong, but I think these archetypes that we use, astrological or tarot, I think they come from the inside of the pyramids. So there might be a greater understanding that doesn't need to be updated and does need to be better understood by the average Joe. I believe, and I could be wrong. I think those pictures and ideas came from the insides of the pyramids, which is obviously beyond what we deal with. So we could just recognize the power and the potency with what was already there. Maybe we redefine it a little bit, whatever. That's up to us as a civilization, not up to me, just to get some new cool ideas, and some new pictures and whatnot. I think it's important to understand, like the anatomy, the importance of, the spine, the posture, how you hold yourself when you do everything, sit, shit, sleep, eat. There's a lot of things that to me are of importance, and then there's a lot of things that are not of importance, like I think discipline, so like self-gratification isn't always important. There's a time and place for everything. I think discipline is important. I think patience, I think trying to understand, okay, I'm gonna build this light body, I'm gonna be here for 1,000, 2,000 years. Like, patience is so important, and it's every day for 5 years. I thought I had done so well and gotten so far and achieved so much, and every day at some point I'm shown have so much more to go. And if you fear the forever battle, then I fear, just kidding. Then it's almost like what's going to happen is you'll just live out your life and pass away and come back in with amnesia. And I think the test is to recognize your oneness and nothing, not a forever battle, not fear anything. Nothing is stronger than, you, or more of a higher vibrational, loving, energetic resonance than you. You are the all looking through the eyes of Dustin, or whoever you are. I think if we get our bodies to a certain point, we'll be able to heal them and maintain the health for hundreds, thousands of years. It smells like poop in here. I don't know if someone just farted or what. Hi. I love you so much, baby. You want that bone right now? Not this one. I think good stuff's gonna come around the corner for me. Leo Sun, Pisces Moon, Scorpio Rising. I think that's the winning combo for this week's Energetic Lotto. I have so much gratitude and love for so many people that have prayed for me and sent me, it's so weird to say, sent me money. And I remember for so long I offered a little money here, a little money there, and I couldn't take it. And then for a while there, I think I've gotten like $1,000 like from everybody, which is crazy. It's so much money to me. And that was like everybody sort of. And then I have another friend, and he probably spent that, basically that much too. And then another friend, same there. So I have a great memory, and I remember all the love, all the wishes, all the prayers, all the comments, all the money. And I believe that with my patience and magnetism, intentions, and beliefs, that I will have a place that I can invite all of you guys to, and be able to hug you, drink some water with you, sit by the fire with the dogs with you, eat some food with you. I don't know if you want to cook a meal, or I will, but we could rock paper for that. Or either way, I love you so much. I hope you feel my love. I was born for this in a weird way. I was born in 77 at 111. I was in my mom for 11 months. I absorbed my twin while I was in there. I didn't really like life. Attempted suicide several times, didn't work. Another thing that this guy Gabriel Cruz talks about is, he says this line, the 33rd parallel, is like supercharged energetically, pyramids and hot points because of whatever histories, whatnots, like geographical locations. and specific energies happening along these lines. Like everything I've done in my life has been on these lines: married, divorce, suicides, graduation, birth, jobs, daughters, like having a daughter. Yeah, lots of weird things that line up, with so much esoteric, deep, weird stuff. My daughter was born on December 21st. Last time I was at the house was June 21st, Father's Day. Weirdness, huh? Her mother's grandfather was the first mayor of Mission Viejo. My grandfather had the first liquor store in Los Alamitos. Lots of things, lots of amazing things. 2000, I decided I was going to stop trying to kill myself because it wouldn't work. I ate a bottle of NyQuil, what are those ones, the liquid gel caps? And I was like, okay, this ain't gonna work. If I'm gonna be stuck here, God's not gonna let me kill myself. I'm gonna learn something, and the only thing I know for sure is gonna be here as long as I'm alive is my body. And so I'm learning about my body, learn about anatomy, started learning massage therapy, eventually learned Reiki. The week I had learned and gotten attuned for Reiki 1 back in 2001 probably. 2002 was the latest. I was in a relationship that was the mother of my daughter, and we were close with her mother, and her mother worked for Nestle. And the story goes, I got an attunement. She was talking about my attunement to one of her friends in the cafeteria. Another gentleman in the cafeteria approached her and said, "Oh, I do energy healing too. I'd like to meet your son-in-law," or whatever. And so there was a meeting made, and I went with my wife and mother-in-law and met him in a parking lot down in Huntington Beach, Fountain Valley area, at a chiropractic office. After hours, he unlocked the doors. He was about 6'5", long hair, surfer-looking guy, if I remember correctly. Short story long, we came in, sat down. He says, my energy healing, I don't put my hands on you like you do. He said, we're just gonna sit across from each other and align our hearts. And we were about 4 feet away from each other, sitting together. And he started to vibrate out of reality. His whole essence kind of shook like the Butterfly Effect, Ashton Kutcher scenes. And he shapeshifted into what I only could describe as a slee stack. That was the only comprehension I had ever had. Never heard of David Icke. I hadn't heard of David Icke till 2016 actually, probably. No, probably late 15. Never heard of anything, never saw anything but a slee stack from Land of the Lost. I am 43, so I mean, I'm old, and so I seen that Land of the Lost. It's an old show. But because he looked like white, he looked like a white dragon, man. So I remember I looked over to my wife, or I don't even think I broke contact, but I shifted focus, and I said, oh my God, he's turning into a statue of a slee stack. It's because he looked like he was gray, white. Like he was all white, but to see the different tones in his features and body parts, there was only the depth, dimension, shadow, contrast, and so it was almost like I was looking at a concrete statue. I didn't know how to describe it, but come to find out that's a draconian, a big deal one, right? And I did deal with in 2015 this knowledge and interpretation, this decoding, that my awareness came from a higher vibrational aspect of myself that was Arcturian, and it was like an essence that was braided into my current body structure. It's like when I look back in my mind at my memories and stuff, like as an example, like being with my daughter and stuff, like it just really felt like, if you're in like a car with, someone next to you and a couple, and you're in 2 seats in the back. If I'm like the driver and you're usually looking out of your eyes and living your life as the driver, it really felt like I was in the back seat and there was people in the car, and sometimes I would get the driver's seat, but sometimes I wouldn't get the driver's seat, and it just seemed like it just seemed like it was further back in perception. It just didn't seem like it's the me that was now that was in my memories from the past. And I don't say that because I have like tremendous regret of anything I've done in the past. I'm grateful of everything I've done. I've never hit a woman. I've only hit a man a couple times. One time, this guy was drunk and he was like saying "fuck you" to like my friends and stuff, and I just punched him with my left hand. Still a good fucking punch, but this one guy called my sister a bitch or something, and I hit him pretty good. Just one time. Like, I've never hurt an animal. I poured salt on a snail like when I was like 6 or 7, maybe. I haven't been an amazingly great person, but I've been really depressed most of my life, so I just couldn't serve and do too much. But whenever I felt healthy, I do a lot, I did a lot, and now that I have been feeling healthy, I do a lot. I worked as a caregiver for a long time. I did a lot. I got nothing to prove to nobody. Not my mom, not my friends. Every day to the Most High, and that's all. To myself, only because I can compare myself to my potentials and what I've been through, what I'm capable of. Nothing and nobody's gonna slow me down. I shouldn't say that. Stop me from this dedication I have to this ascension process, growing out my angel wings, getting myself to the point where I'm part of this timeline battle on a more conscious level. I've always had this awareness of not more than just being here for a reason, like specifically like being mission, and not having access to information. I was even just roughhousing with the dog the other day, and I looked down at him and I said, "Do you know who I am? You can't bite me. Do you know who I am?" and then I stopped and I was like, well, actually, they don't even tell me. They wouldn't even let me know who I am. I know I'm super fucking powerful. I know I have been, I will be. And I'm just in the awkward in-between stages. I'm so excited to work with the real people, the real lovers, the real people dedicated to heal themselves and others in the world. And just loving the innocence. No animals in cages, no fences for horses, no limitation for babies, just love, warmth, good food, good times, good music. I think every day you should wake up and tell the sun what you want the day to provide for you and what you're willing to provide for the day. And the moon, do the same thing. Tell the moon what you would like it to provide for you of your night, and what you're going to provide for it, and what you're going to release to it, and what you're going to expect from it. These are healthy archetypes to understand, the receiving and the giving, the asking for assistance. Once you realize you're a lover, you're going to do what it takes to help everything, from the kids in the deep underground military bases to the kid outside your door, down the street. Once you realize your power, you're not gonna you're not going to be able to stop. Once you realize the potentials, once you realize what's on the line. I've been preparing for this moment forever. I mean, I've battled so many demons and dragons in my mind. I now know that it's just a slow and steady process of, well, in this existence as a human, you just are limited in what you can do. So what is this room and area capable of? What are its potentials? How can I enhance it? What can I add to it? How can I transform it to when someone comes into this room, they have a more comfortable experience? When I leave, how can I make the world a better place? Even picking up trash, even just smiling for people and praying for people, being an example of a good person. So many people work so hard and feel so unappreciated. That's my body's way of getting rid of a large amount of carbon dioxide. It has nothing to do with me being tired, I promise. I just wanted to put out a video. I just love you so much. There's so much going on in my life, and I know there's so much going on in yours. We all have a story. I'm not better or lesser than you. There's obviously a dog upstairs in that room. I just heard that noise when the ball drops and it goes boom, 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 boom. That's cute. There's a lot of cute dogs in this complex. This place is so much better than the last one. My God. My God. I love you. I'm here for you. Please reach out if I can do anything for you. I will keep you posted as far as what the future looks like, and this little healing center retreat potential. I'll keep you posted on that. You guys keep me posted what I can do for you, okay? I love you so much. I think I'm done talking. I'll show you what the dogs look like. Hi, baby, real quick, just say hi. Hi, people. I'm Bebop, and I love you. You're so beautiful. So are. Tara's got her own. Oh, she's doing her business. Yes, she's a happy girl. Yes, she is. You downstairs? Yeah? Let your brother have the loft? I love you.